Why are there so many fights between the two religions, Christianity and Islam? And why these two religions specifically? Well, you may think that these fights are a recent thing, but really, they started over about 1,000 years ago. The first wars between these two religions were called the Crusades. The Crusades were a set of religious wars that started over 1,000 years ago, in the year 1095. During this time, the Muslims were living in Jerusalem, and Pope Urban II disapproved of that, even though Jerusalem was the holy city for both Muslims and Christians. He wanted the Holy Land to belong to the Christians, so his alternate conclusion was to reclaim Jerusalem for the Christians. He told every Christian that if they fought to reclaim the city, their sins would be forgiven and they would go to heaven. So the Christians wanted to be forgiven, agreed, and the First Crusade began in the year 1095. Finally, after 4 years, in 1099, Jerusalem was captured, and many Muslims were killed by the Crusaders. The Christians won, but the Muslims fought back. They were able to win back one of their cities in the Holy Land. The Second Crusade began in the year 1147. The Christians rushed back to the Holy Land, but this time they lost, and after 40 more years of plotting what to do next, they came to the conclusion to start a Third Crusade. So once again, a crusade broke out in 1187, but this time it was led by a man named Richard the Lionheart. He proclaimed a war against Saladin, a Muslim leader who was building an empire in the Middle East. Yet another fight broke out, but at the end of this one, Saladin agreed to a peace treaty with King Richard. There was peace between the two, but even still, in the year 1202, another crusade broke out, this time led by a pope named Pope Innocent. To no one's surprise, crusades continued to happen for many more decades, and the Fourth, Fifth, Sixth, and Seventh Crusades all ended up a failure.